there was a game the neighborhood children and I used to play in the woods of Dorset, Vermont. The game was called Spook the Witch. There wasn't a specific number of kids needed to play the game. Some nights we'd have over a dozen kids out there in the moonlight, and other nights we'd only have maybe 3 or 4. Those are the scarier and much more exciting times to play, because that security blanket you have with numbers had been taken from you. The goal was to split up and go our separate ways into the woods, but still heading in the same direction to see who could get to the witch's house first and spook her. Being kids and not believing or trusting enough to use the honor system, we had to grab an item from where the witch lived to show as proof that we were there. I'm sad to say, in the year we had been playing this game, no kid had ever spooked the witch of the Dorset woods. Gus, a husky kid, claimed to have made it in her house, grabbed a handful of her hair, before making it back to receive more praise than anyone in town could ever hope for. It didn't take us long to figure out that he had managed to find a clump of animal fur stuck to a broken branch, and thought he could fool us. That was one of the good times. But now I remember why we stopped playing, and never returned to Dorset Woods. A few weeks after the hilarious animal fur hoax, we went out for another try. None of us knew it, but Gus was distraught that he had been teased all week, and that this time, he wasn't going to be made a fool. 8 of us, including a suspiciously quiet Gus, ventured out into the woods this night. 7 of us returned empty-handed, and laughed about how one of us came close until we realized Mikey wasn't laughing, but crying. Through his tears, he told us that he watched from the tree line as Gus marched right up to the witch's house. Mikey said he walked up to the door as if he was on a mission, and before Gus could open the door, it swung open, exposing a disgustingly short, naked woman with very long, unkempt gray hair, illuminated by the moonlight. Mikey took multiple deep breaths between tears, before he finally managed to say, She grabbed Gus. He shouted for his mommy, but his screams had already been muffled by the door closing shut for good. I knew I couldn't do anything, so I just ran and ran. Spook the Witch was a fun game until that night, when we found out that she was playing the game too.